try this one more time. All right, check 1 2. Quickly, I hope. Hit me up in the comments if you are able to. These aren't live. Is this live? Okay. There we go. All right. Check 1 2. I think we got action. I can see comments. I got CNQ in the house. I got D Smith in the house. And let's see how it sounds on my backup. Check 1 2. In the place to be. It's the new style. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. When I'm on the mic, you suckers run. All right, yeah. D Smith said it's better. ACNQ said check 1 2. I'm good now, says Domingo. Bet. I could not figure out why. All right, cool. Let's get to it, man. College football, week 0, San Jose State versus USC. My son came back home for the weekend. He did not travel, but he came home, which he was even better. So he got to spend some time with us and go to the game with me. And we watched his team, and he pointed the guys out to me, and we watched the game and had a good time. And San Jose played pretty well. They gave SC all they can handle. And all you jive turkeys that bet me $2 that SC will win by 31 points, you owe me $2 mythical dollars. My Cash App is mythical, magical, imaginative, in the air. Hit me up with $2. Freddie in the house for Freddie's Facts from the Empire Sports Network. What up, Big Fred? So it was touch and go for a minute. San Jose State was down by 35. But oh, the Lincoln Riley defense never disappoints. Giving up another touch, making it a 28-point game. Give me my money. Fool Harris on YouTube says, I can hear you now. I can see clearly now. The rain has stopped. Mythical, magical, imaginative in the air. Sound like something that Keith Murray used to say. All right, so the USC Trojans, I believe they were ranked number 6 going into the contest. And let me say this. USC concession has the worst pulled pork sandwich I've ever had in my life. I had to put coleslaw and ketchup on it. It was so dry. Go Bruins. Let me pull up some stats, because stats don't lie. So San Jose State versus USC, and I don't expect SC to ever come less than 40 points in a Lincoln Riley system. They're going to score some points. But they also gave up mad yards and 28 points from a Cal State. Chevin Cordero threw for 200, ran for 52, gave up 100 yards rushing to Conley, our tailback. And a former quarterback, caught 6 receptions for 90 yards and 3 tubs. 1 with 30 seconds left in the half. So SC got some problems in the secondary. SC got some problems on the defense. Are we surprised? That's kind of why I put $2 on the spread. 31 points. That means SC got to score 60. Score was 56-28. 56-28. And I'm proud of them Spartans. They played tough. Took care of the football. Long Beach Poly alum Byron Parham had 9 tackles. Jordan Pollard had 6. Another Jackrabbit, Kenyon Reed, had 5. But the star of the show, shout out to Coach Va Branch. Fellow Long Beach kid who's done well for himself in Vegas. Raised his kids, took them to Bishop Gorman, where they became mega stars. And in particular, if you watch the game, the next great USC wide receiver is this kid right here, Zachariah Branch. I have never seen a freshman, a debut performance in the receiving game. And in the Lincoln Riley offense, the quick pass is basically a run. They got him the first play of the game. They got the ball to number 1. True freshman with the first touch of the season. I believe he averaged over 20 yards of punt return. Returned a kickoff to the crib. Scored on a passing play where he ran through San Jose State's defense. And then I saw a post that displayed the most electrifying NCAA players of all time, which I was kind of disgusted with because they left off some key dudes. But I believe Zachariah Branch is going to be on this list because he is Reggie Bush. He is Adoree Jackson. He is R.J. Soward, in which I had a discussion today with Larry Parker. I'm not sure if he's going to hop on the show. I gave him an invite, but I know it's late where he is. I think it's 2 hours difference. It's a West Coast show, so I don't expect the East Coast guys to be hanging that tough. But we talked about who Zachariah Branch reminds us of. And I said R.J. Soward is a good comparison, but I think Zach's better. He has better hands, less off the field issues. And then I thought about my boy Carl Greenwood chimed in and said, is he long enough? Is he tall enough? He's short. He's small in stature. I think he makes up for it with his playmaking ability and his flat out 10-3 100-meter speed. I believe right now he's the most electrifying player in college football. If the draft was tomorrow, true freshman Zachariah Branch goes in top 5. He's that good. And he has a big brother on the team to look out for him. Zion Branch, who's also going to be an NFL player one day, who did not get the short end of the stick. He's a lot taller, but he is nowhere near as impactful as his younger brother, who was a flat-out dog. And I was very impressed by his performance. He is Steve Smith Sr., Tyreek Hill, Deshaun Jackson mixed up into one player. That's who he is. Sherwin in the house. Go Fins. Get your boy Tua. He going wild in these press conferences. So yeah, I appreciated the San Jose State team effort. They played to the end, did not give up, and they covered the spread. So who owes me $2? Hit me up in the chat. Pay me in my chat. I got you, AC, $2. Mythical dollars. I believe Sharon, you owe me $2. Everybody that had SC by 35. I know you was mad when they came out and gave up that last tub. A backup quarterback turned receiver got 3 tubs. That secondary probably had some serious talks in that meeting room. UCLA, go Bruins, week 1. Here we go. Who we got week 1? Let me check out UCLA's schedule. I know we got some powder puffs on our schedule. And shame on us. But, you know, Chip Kelly, I don't even know. We got Coastal Carolina at 7:30 on ESPN, and we're favored 14.5 points. Sad part is when I saw the schedule, I didn't even know who CCU was. I'm looking at the schedule. Who are we scheduling? I know we scheduled a few HBCUs, but we got Coastal Carolina, San Diego State, which is going to be a tough one. North Carolina Central, HBCU, I believe. P. Ward, we got to hit that one up. I want to see the band. And then we go to Utah. As long as we don't play Utah on Friday, we good. Let's see. Let's go wins, losses. Coastal Carolina, we should win. That's 1. San Diego State, we should win. Even though San Diego State's not going to be as easy as the other 2, but we better beat North Carolina Central. That's 3-0. UCLA versus Utah. We probably take an L. It's at Utah, and you know how hard it is to play at Utah, and the time is to be determined. If it's at nighttime, it's a wrap. So we are 3-1. Washington State, we get a W there. We're 4-1. Oregon State, we should get the W, even though Oregon State is ranked. We'll see Oregon State versus San Jose State this week and see how good they are. So that's 5-1. Stanford is a win. Stanford's been in dumpster fire for a minute. So that's 6-1. Colorado, we get to see Prime. I believe we win that because Prime is going to be going through it a little bit, trying to get his team to play at this level. So how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 3-1, 4-1, 5-1, 6-1, 7-1. Arizona, we got revenge from last year. That's 8-1. Arizona State's in the transition. That's 9-1. SC might be a tough one at that time of the year. We'll see. Even if we don't pull out the SC game, 9-2. And the Cal game we win. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We got 12 games. And I have no more than 3 losses. So we should be in a good spot. I believe somebody on a major show picked us to win the Pac-12 South in the last year of the Pac-12. And it very well could happen because we have a favorable, because who we got to play? We got to play San Diego State at their new place. Our tough games, we play Oregon State at Oregon State, Utah at Utah. But Colorado comes to us. We got to go to USC, and then rival Cal has to come to us. We can go 9-3, 10-2. Depends on how Dante Moore plays, our new quarterback. If he can play like a guy from the get-go, we got action balls. So, go Bruins. Trojans, fight on. I hope it's a undefeated versus an undefeated situation at the end of the season, but it's never that way. The Pac-12 always kills each other. That's just the way it is. Nothing we can really do about that. Sherman says, I don't see a loss on there. Utah is going to be tough. Oregon State's going to be tough. USC is going to be tough. Arizona's going to be tough at Arizona. They got a bunch of young hogs on the Arizona team. Shout out to Rudy Cambero. That's his squad. Bear down. It's going to be tough, but it's going to be interesting and winnable. We got games that we can definitely win. All right. Where's my slate? 8:29. Let's do it. Track Worlds wrap up. Unfortunate. USA Women's 4x400 mishandled the baton and don't get the double in the 4x1 and the 4x4. However, Noah Lyles pulls the double in the 1 and the 2. Sha'Carri pulls the win in the W in the 100. Shericka Jackson of the Jamaican national team wins the 200 meter. And sad to say, that's kind of where the entrance falls off. But I love to watch the entire meet. But the World's Championships got some controversy. Thanks to Noah Lyles. What fool say? $2 on that record forecast. $2 that SC or UCLA? Notre Dame is playing Tennessee State in HBCU this week. I saw that. Isn't that Eddie George's team? Tennessee State? That's Eddie George's squad. They should be a little better than Navy. So Notre Dame will still come out of this thing 2-0. Big Rob, miss you, bro. Miss you, bro. Hunting and fishing off the grid. Sherwin said they are gonna be tough, but tough don't mean a loss. I should probably be more realistic. Oh yeah, Chip Kelly ain't an undefeated type of coach. He ain't been that dude. I mean, think about it, man. Those weren't even his teams in Oregon. Those were Nick Aliotti's, or was it named Aliotti? Those were his squads he inherited, and his dudes he inherited. Fool Rock wanted to bet me $2 that UCLA. How many wins UCLA gonna have? You said 8, 7. You probably said they're going 6-6. UCLA gonna win at least 8 games. $2 bet. Book it. Book it, Fool Rock. I got young AC in the house. What's good? San Jose State Spartan. What you got, Fool Rock? How many games did UCLA win? So 8 games, easy, says Sherwin. I can rock with that. Noah Lyles has taken some of the media pressure off Sha'Carri, saying it hurts me when the NBA players say world champions. And they'll say champions of what? And then here comes the media storm. And the OG of OG cranky, get off my lawn, Popovich said this 10 years ago. It doesn't make sense for an NBA team to call themselves world champions. I don't remember anybody playing anybody outside our borders to get that tag. And if you saw the Noah Lyles response, he was pretty emphatic about it hurts me. He said it hurts me. This almost makes my Tender Love report. He's actually on it. The Tender Love report starts now. Strike it up. The only copyrighted music I have going, but don't shut me down. Mark Zuckerberg, I'm not getting paid. This is for the love of the game. When I start making money, I'll pull it. Right now, it's time. Hit it. Maceo. All right. This is my Tender Love report ahead of time, ahead of schedule. Noah Lyles said it hurts me to see NBA players in the NBA say world champs. Champions of what? I love America. Sometimes, he said, sometimes. So everybody's chiming in. And KD, and you know KD stays on the Tender Love report. He takes offense to everything. KD says, somebody get your boy. Educate your boy. Who thinks the NBA championship is the world championship? The fact that Noah Lyles says it hurts me, that's tender to me. It's kind of borderlines on the WNBA argument of why we don't get paid as much as NBA players. I want to side with Noah Lyles in that, yeah, you just won the Worlds or you win a gold medal in the Olympics. You are running. But who the NBA, who plays in the NBA? The best in the world. The best in the world. In the last, how many MVPs in a row were from another country? So you had Giannis and Joker, Embiid, all Euro, all different continents. So what are we talking about? Is the NBA's champion the best team in the world? It's the best team in the NBA, and the NBA is the best league in the world. Now, the Olympic team sometimes gets whooped by a different country, but when the best players in the NBA play, it's never even a contest. Rewind all the dream teams. But it's not just Popovich. NBA players like Evan Fournier, if you participate in the World Cup or even the Olympics and you win, you have the right to call yourself world champions. The way I look at it is the NBA champions. It's just a title. NBA champions. Okay. What does Sha'Carri say? Sha'Carri says, I'm standing with Noah on this one. The organization has players from different countries, but do they compete against different countries? You have to go against the world in order to be world champion. Well, is the NFL Super Bowl champions, world champions? My Philadelphia Eagles got 3 world championships before the Super Bowl. Elaine in the house. Ray said, who's the quarterback? I believe it's going to be at some point, or he's going to transfer Dante Moore, the 5-star guy who did not go to USC or Texas. Oh, said 10 games. I said 10 games. $2 bet we get 10. 10 wins. Q says, so not dad basketball last night after all. It was Long Beach Hoops after dark. Young Cats. Yeah. Long Beach Hoops after hoop. I believe that's the rebound with Dr. Errol Parker and his program, making sure guys get the mentorship they need to carry on after ball if they don't make it. So, yeah, that's who you with. Freddie thinks it's funny. Freddie agrees. It's probably the best non-national team. Non-national team. Does the best team in Euroball even have a chance versus the NBA champs? So you got the Denver Nuggets are the NBA champs right now. All my Laker fans think that Austin Reeves and all the guys they signed make the Lakers a contender, when we all know right now the Denver Nuggets is the best team in the world. In the world, Craig. But the NBA is not the world championships. That's the argument. That's what makes Noah Lyles hurt. That hurts his heart, he said. It hurts me to say. It hurts me when I see. I think it always goes back to how track athletes don't get the same love and recognition as NBA players. No regular team that's not a national team would probably beat the NBA champs. And that's what we kind of, it's like Hulk Hogan being the World Wrestling Federation, World Wrestling Champion, World Champion versus Intercontinental Champion. And I was always a Ricky the Dragon Steamboat fan who was always the Intercontinental Champion. What is that? What is the Intercontinental Champion? Why can't he be the World Champion? The World Champion. when there was a couple of leagues going on at the same time. WWE, WCW. But they want to be the world champs. 6 wins and a Sun Bowl. Dang, Rude. That's trash. 6 wins? Let me pull that schedule back up. 6 wins? That is trash. That's double trash. Good goobly goop. Bruins, 6 wins? Coastal Carolina, San Diego State, North Carolina Central. We getting at least 2 of those. That's 2. Come on, Rude. That's 2. Utah, loss. We 3-2. Washington State, win. 4-2. Oregon State, say we go down there and lose. 4-3. Stanford is a dumpster fire. 5-3. Colorado's an upstart. 6-3. Arizona, your team, say we go down there and lose. 6-4. Arizona State, dumpster fire. 7-4. They're just 7 wins right there, Rude. UCLA, USC, rivalry game. You saw what San Jose State did. UCLA gonna pull out the dub. 8-4. Cal, we win. 9-4. Is that 9-3? That's 12. 9-3. Even if we go 8-4, it's not 6 wins and 6 wins and barely making the Sun Bowl. Maybe we'll make the Aloha Bowl. You still think SC in trouble, Mac? When they switch conferences, we better SC and UCLA better play some defense going to the Big Ten. Better start recruiting some better linebackers. Rudy said Coastal beats them. Coastal. Now Coastal is not a pushover, but they gonna get this L out the gate. Bear down. Let's see what T-Mac does to our young DBs. NBA is called the association for a reason. Best of the best, hands down. And that's what the argument is. It's the best in the world playing in this association. So why is Noah Lyles hurt? I think it comes back to how much love, how much money NBA players make, and how much of a big deal it is when the NBA champion is finally crowned. When Noah Lyles has done something that is, unprecedented, doubled, and went back down to the 100 after being a 200-meter guy, and he's chasing Usain Bolt's record. He just wants his love. I watched his documentary, and I like Noah Lyles from the documentary, but the more you say stupid stuff, the less I like you. Like, why bring the NBA up? Why pick the fight with the big dog on the block, the NBA and the NFL? You brought this on yourself. You brought this on yourself. Max said the Holiday Bowl, the LA Bowl. What's the LA Bowl? That new one that they have at SoFi? That's kind of cheesy. Mike Staff in the house. Time is now. What's up with the bust down, my brother? This is my what's it called? Temu? This is my Temu $7 necklace. It's my new podcast bling. I'm at the age where I can care less. If Chad Ochocinco can wear busted out knockoff truck jewelry, I can too. If Lil Baby and them can wear all this fake gold, fake platinum, fake diamonds, why can't your boy? Holla at your boy. It looks good on camera, don't it? Bling, bling. I'm going to get an emblem, too. I'm going to get a AC Sports Live emblem made from Temu. It's going to cost me $3, but it's going to be fire. It's going to be fire. It's just a way to track people to validate themselves. They can say this about maybe the NFL, but not the NBA or MLB. Well, shoot. If the best player in baseball is from Japan, what else they got over there? The Japanese champion is better than the MLB champion? That's the thought behind it. I got Curtis, the legendary bartender, Ife. No, NBA, one of the most exciting leagues. Is it the best league? Mike said, wear your bling. Hey, bling, bling. Bling bling, it ain't real. It's fake. The kid is fast, but a little special. A little special. He a little special. I saw the documentary. Like I said, he's likable. But as soon as you start saying some off the wall stuff, you're going to find yourself in the Kyrie Irving category. We love you. We appreciate you. But you be saying some wild stuff, man. Noah probably lost his old lady to an NBA player. I was happy to see he had an old lady. I was worried. Not that I was worried, but I was thinking. And then he had a girl. But it looks like it might just be out of convenience. We shall see. Kurt said Temu rocks. My son thinks the Temu chain is funny. Hey, you put me on the Temu, youngster. Alexander Cobbs on a podcast. I saw these orange packages coming to the house. And I'm like, what is going on here? My son's ordering off Temu. I'm thinking that stuff ain't never going to come. It comes rapid fire. He was getting stuff like every day. Quality stuff. So let me see what they got. Got me a nice blinged out, iced out. I might mess around and give me a grill, but my wife might not like it. He said FEMA. Temu, fool. Temu. So yeah, Noah Lyles, chill out, man. It ain't that serious for you to be worrying about what is called. Hulk Hogan was the world champion. Ric Flair was the world champion at the same time. Just at the same time as Ricky the Dragon Steamboat was Intercontinental Champion when Macho Man was Intercontinental Champion. The UFC champion, is he the world champion? The champ of the world, Craig. It's just a title, man. Mike said, what's Temu? Oh, Mike, you have no idea, sweet brother Numsy. Sweet brother Numsy does not know who Temu is. Somebody educate him. Actions, Cobbs. Educate him what Temu is. Temu is the Oriental Trading Company of bling and merchandise. Just don't buy no sneakers off there like Coach Ife. No sneakers, but you can buy like hair clippers, gold chains, gold grills, platinum grills. I bought a turban off of there for $2. Came back pretty nice. It was a little bit loose, so your do-rags might come back a little bit suspect. But stuff that you can, get away with, socks, underwear and pants, and a couple shirts, $2 or $3, sweatshop made. You can't go wrong with that. All right, man, I saw something cool. We got time for Coach Cobb's Corner. Sportsmanship, man, it's a lost art. If you've seen this, there was a video on Instagram, and it was on Facebook too in the sports talk groups, and it was a video of a kid. It was actually on Twitter. And a kid from the opposite team got injured. And the kid from the other team helped him off the field. And if you read the comments, it was refreshing to see that all my homeboys commended this young man, number 12. It's a good job. He has good parenting, and his coaches aren't drill sergeants to a point where don't help them up. Now, there was a time when coaches would say, let them help their own player off the field. What are you doing? At the end of the day, these are games. And before you're a football player, you're a person. You're a human being that has feelings, that has I mean, a lot of these kids play against each other and they know each other. That's probably his boy. And you never want to see anybody get injured. So I applaud this young man. It's the thing to do. It's the right thing to do. And I hope his coaches did not give him a hard time. I hope his teammates did not give him a hard time, because you want to see more of this. Kind of similar to seeing Sha'Carri Richardson and Shericka Jackson and Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce congratulating each other after the 100-meter final last week. Sportsmanship is still big. It's a character attribute. Being a good sportsman, like understanding it's still a sport, it's still a game, it's still entertainment. And after it's done, you're still a person. You take the pads off, you take off the uniform. Who are you? Hopefully it's something that you do and it's not who you are. You're only a football player, basketball player, baseball player, UFC fighter, boxer for a short amount of time. And then you have to hang them up. And then who are you? Hopefully you're a person that exhibited good sportsmanship. Ray says he sees nothing wrong with it. Queenie Lane says it's awesome. Thank you said, did I see the coach in Atlanta who punched the high school player? I did see it. I believe I did. Yeah, I got that. I saw that. This right here. All right. Check out the coach with the headset on. Punched the kid number 24 in the stomach for whatever he did. That better be his son. That doesn't justify it either. But that better be his nephew or his son or something. Because if you hit my son, I believe Larry Parker shared this with me. UFC legend, Kansas City Chief, said, you punch my son, I'm coming out the stands. I think everybody on this line is coming out the stands. My son doesn't play for that coach. That's not what we're going to do. It's okay for you to say a few choice words. Max said he was arrested. I hate to say it. Good. No place for that. So, yeah, good. As far as helping his teammate or opposition up, AC2 said, I tried doing this in basketball once and I got ripped by my coach. I think I remember that game. Because you're such a good sportsman, Alex, and your coach was like, nah, don't help them up. I think every situation is different, but if it's in you to be a help, be a help. If that coach ain't got it in him, shame on that coach. Ray says, don't need to hate people you're playing against unless it's UFC. That's it. That's the only exception. That's the only exception. UCLA and Notre Dame fans, we can agree. The only time that there's no sportsmanship needed is versus USC. Guys, he was arrested. Now, I remember playing against USC. I remember guarding Keyshawn Johnson. I remember having conversations the entire game. We talking the whole game. Every play we had words. And it was more on the lines of, what's this play? You got a slant? You got an out? Nah, man, I'm tired. I'm about to block you. Watch out. It was back and forth. I was Keyshawn Johnson's host when he was coming out of college, junior college. So I knew him. He tried to holler at my wife behind my back on his recruiting trip. So boom, there's the rivalry right there. I don't like you. But we still were cordial. Sportsmanship wise, we got through the game, no fights. We can't see AC2's comments. He is actions. AC2 is actions from YouTube. Actions is AC2. Fu Rock said quick jab and tried to be slick with it. He said a quick one. A quick one. How does that youngster not retaliate or take his stuff off and leave? I remember I played with, I forgot, he was a USC alum. We played arena ball together. And he got cussed out by the coach. And he was asked to leave. And he said, I'll do you one better. I quit. And then they told him to get out, leave, don't ever come back. And he said, matter of fact, since I'm no longer on the team, we can fight. And he squared up on the coach and we had to grab him. I want to say, oh man, what was his name? Oh man, he was a 6'3", 200-pound safety, played at USC. Man, what was his name? Man, he was hard. He was an OG. He was a gangster. But he was a good DB. But I forgot his name. I had to look it up. But he went up, squared up on the coach. It was the funniest thing in the world. I got Los in the house. What it do? Beat the Dons. We got St. Anthony's versus the Dominguez Dons of Compton. Now, from what I'm hearing, they got a bunch of COVID cases, and we got a bunch of COVID cases. So hopefully we have enough players come Friday, and they will. This new strand is a 2-day knockout. 2 days you're on your feet, off your feet, and you'll be back and be ready to go. So we will have us a game on Friday at the new dojo on Clark. St. Anthony's 2-0 versus Dominguez 2-0. We both had some pretty one-sided victories. So this will be the first test for both squads. So if you in the Long Beach, Lakewood area, come through, check out them Saints. Why not? Why not? So yeah, man, there's no room for you putting on hands on kids, man. No room for it. It's cut day. I saw this, which reminded me. Doug Peterson's son just got cut from his dad's team. Cold-blooded. You thought you was gonna make the squad because your dad's the head coach. Jags head coach Doug Peterson cut his own son. It's cut day, y'all. I remember cut day. I've experienced a couple. I already told my story when I was on the Arizona Cardinals. And they had to come get your boy. I was not going to answer the phone. They had to come get me. Me and LaRon Collins played the waiting game. We not going to answer the phone. If you don't answer the phone, they can't cut you. They got to cut somebody else. It's the numbers game, man. Well, one year I was playing for the New Orleans Saints. And this was after the year we drafted Ricky Williams. When we drafted Ricky Williams, there were no draft picks. So I made the team. Hurt myself in camp, so I was on injured reserve. Fast forward. Got camp the following year. Now we got draft picks. However, I'm having a pretty good camp. I came back from NFL Europe. I made all World League or whatever. I didn't give up one touchdown. Only had 3 interceptions, but I had a very, very good season. Played well against Kurt Warner and all them guys over there. Came back to camp. And when you come back to camp that late, you're like 4th string on the depth chart, and you work your way up if you're gonna make the team or not. And I'm in position to be one of the hybrids, the corner safety kids that can play both and play all special teams. And Monday and Tuesday, cut day, last cut day, you're looking at the room, and I look outside, and they're signing Ashley Ambrose, who played a lot of years for, I believe, the Indianapolis Colts. He's outside working out. So it's Tyrone Drakeford, Alex Molden, Earl Little, a couple other guys, Chad Cota, Robert Kelly from Ohio State. All of us were working out, lifting weights. And we look outside, and Ashley Ambrose is working out. And then we get to the end of the lift, and we go outside, and this big play Willie Clay pulls up from the New England Patriots. And the numbers start adding up. And you start looking in the room, how many guys are going to keep. And I make it past Monday, which is, you think, all right, I'm safe. You get to Tuesday and you got it's a light practice. And we had a defensive end, an all-pro defensive end. I think his name was Johnson. And we're in walkthrough. And he tears his ACL in walkthrough. And everybody's like, man, that's tough. And then they're like, we got to bring in another defensive end because we just lost our starter. And then they start looking around. And then they're like, well, we got to let go. Somebody got to go. And then I'm like, well, they're going to let go, of one of these linebackers, a gang of linebackers. They start looking at the DB room. And I'm like, come on, man. I'm outside. They got me trying out the new turf for the Astrodome. I'm one of Mike Ditka's friends. He looks, he talks to me every day. Because I talked to him about Mark Carrier, and that was one of his favorite players. I say, he went to my high school. So we had a chummy relationship. Coach Mike Woysick was the strength and conditioning coach. He liked my effort. He said I reminded him of Michael Irvin because I worked hard, even though I wasn't as big and strong as Michael Irvin. But he said I worked hard like Michael Irvin, and that's going to carry me a long way. But they tapped me on my shoulder while I was in the weight room and said, Coach, want to see you bring your playbook. I was like, dang it, because I was ready to make that phone call that I made the 53-man roster as a hybrid because I could do a lot of different things, but it wasn't so. So cut day got me back in, I want to say this is 2000, and that was my last NFL contract, my last NFL camp. Bittersweet. Went on to play in the Arena League a couple more years. A lot of injuries after a lot of injuries, and your boy's body shut down at 29. Everything just started falling apart, and it was a wrap. So cut day is tough, man. You see a lot of guys getting released today because it's time for the season to start, and it's a tough hustle, man. I will say that. I was blessed to be in the league for 2.5 years. I did not make my pension, but I appreciate the practice squad year, the injured reserve year, and then that final camp. It's tough, man. It's tough. All right, man. He said Thanksgiving is going to be rough this year. JB, what teams represent not a city, not a team, but a nation? And everyone on the USA team is a U.S. citizen. And everyone on each team represents a nation. So when a event or a relay, you win against the best of the nation in the world. So I agree with Noah. NBA champs aren't world champs. But who gonna beat the NBA champs in the world, Craig? In the world. It is semantics though. It's just wordplay. It happens, Ray. He said we both can be wrong. We both can be wrong. How you gonna be wrong on an opinion? You can't be wrong on an opinion or a take. You just have to be ready to argue it. And then even though you might agree with Noah or not, you still feel how you feel. That's the beauty of it. We can argue till the cows come home. It does not change how you feel. I believe there's no team in the world that can be the NBA champ. Are they the world champs? Technically, no. Well, in boxing, it's the world champ because everybody's able. Well, no, they're not until they actually agree upon a fight. But world champion. But you got 3 belts. WBC, IBF, all these different belts. And until you get all of them, you're not an undisputed champ of the world. You're just a champ of that belt. But you're the champ of the world in that organization. The WBC champ, WBO champ, and the IBF champ. Undisputed champ. On the C, what was Martin Payne? I am the the CBC champ, the cable broadcasting channel champ. The belt speaks for itself. It's just a name, man. It's just a name. All right, man. Appreciate you, CQ. Let's keep it a G. Let's keep it plain. A G League team can beat at least a bronze feat. It's still about what you feel. I feel NBA champion is the world champ. NFL Super Bowl champ is the world champ. There's no other football league in the world better than the NFL. So we the world champs. We the champs of the world. Champs of the world. But if it hurts your heart, Noah, that's a personal problem, brother. That's a personal problem. My 2 cents, man. Did y'all see the stiff arm heard around the world? Do I have a picture? All right. This little scuffle right here. Not sure what part of America we're in, but I'm pretty sure it's the South. And this young lady thought it was a good idea to get in the face of this other young lady. And I had to get this video. I have to have this video somewhere. I believe it's in my Facebook saved videos. All right, here we go. Where'd it go? I press saved. That ain't the video I picked. All right, here we go. All right, so you do stupid things, you get stupid prizes. I believe there's sound to this one. Big Mama is not paying her no mind because she knows in her right hand she has the power of Thanos. And she don't believe it. Was she on the phone? Is she on the phone? Really though, is she on the phone? And she's trying to find her baby. She looking around, you in my way, so now you get what you want. That's what you get. That's what you find out. You know how hard it is to stand on them bleachers, let alone step over one. She thought it was wise to get at this point. You in a bad spot. It's hard. The footing is bad. You're on the bleacher on an incline, and you step up on the bleacher in front of a young lady who was twice your size, who was not stunting you, as they say, not stunting you, not today. And you look away, let your guard down, and you get the stiff arm, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Earl Campbell, Walter Payton. Let's pray she's okay, because if this was a video game, finish her. You gonna learn. People gonna learn to stop jumping up in people's faces. People gonna learn to stop jumping up in people's faces. I got Mills in the house. He said last 3 MVPs are foreign born. All the foreigners are playing in the NBA. It's the world champion. But the championship of the NBA is not the world championship. It's the Olympics. The Olympic champions are the world champs. The last 5 NBA league MVPs were non-Americans, 3 from different countries. There's like 40 countries and 6 continents represented in the NBA. A third of the league are non-Americans. What are we talking about? We're talking about names. We're talking about titles. And I think we're talking about money and prestige and wealth and stardom. So track athletes feel slighted because they are the world champs when they win a world championship. But bringing up the NBA came out of nowhere. So that's on them. It's an argument you can't win or lose. Race at boxing, you fight people from everywhere. Same with the UFC. All of the world's best players play in the NBA, MLB, and NFL. So why are we losing sleep over it? We're not. Oh, she flung that little girl with the zero effort. Looked like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. More like Crouching Tiana, Hidden Shantae. Oh, don't. Dad jokes are over. Dad joke of the night goes to Mike Staff. The Time Is Now podcast. Dad jokes are welcomed. I appreciate a good dad joke. Dr. Williams says, yikes. You get in someone's face like that and you should probably be ready for it. I don't know how she took her eye off of her. That was just irresponsible. Food Rock said, Skinny Minnie Miller don't want that smoke. She thought she did. She thought she wanted to smoke. She jumped up and got dealt with real quick. Track athletes feel slighted because they don't get the notoriety and don't make the money. And that's kind of where that came from. That's the only place, justifiable place I saw that coming from. So, now you got to deal with it. Now you got to deal with seeing KD and them at functions and it being awkward a little bit. And, it happens. Trey Lance has been traded to the Dallas Cowboys. Does that mean anything for Dak Prescott? My good buddy Douglas Brooks III, Bishop Brooks said it means nothing to Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott's going to be fine. Not so fast, my friend. But Jerry Jones saying he loved Jalen Hurts. And then the next best thing to him is probably Trey Lance. Let Dak Prescott have a bad season. We will see Trey Lance at some point. Hard Knocks, yeah, the Jets are looking pretty solid. So are the Detroit Lions last year on the Hard Knocks. I think it adds a little bit of pressure for the teams, except the Arizona Cardinals. They were on Hard Knocks and they stunk it up. But the Lions played a lot better last year. I expect the Jets to play better this year. Matter of fact, I got Jets, Eagles, Super Bowl, $2. I don't believe it. I'm just saying. I'm just talking. Max said they just want some shine. That's all we all want. Dak is safe, barring injury. Dak ain't safe. If Dak throws 8 interceptions before the midway point, they going to eat that contract and go Trey Lance. You heard it here first. Dak Prescott is on the hot seat. Hot seat. All right, I did see this for you Cowboy fans. And I got a lot of friends who are Cowboy fans. I have never seen no mess like this. Shout out to Instagram for putting the real uncut.
His name is Dallas Cowboys. And like he said, he feels he's the chosen one, you know what I mean? It's just, like I said, not knowing where we were at, just me loving my team, Everybody got names, it's just a name, but his name has a big meaning to it, and that's because that's America's team. And he understands what we're doing, He understands what his name means now. We had a little issues where kids were making fun of him, and kind of had to break it down to him, hey, it's going to happen. They make fun of daddy too, but one day you'll be like, they won't make fun of you. What y'all see in me, that's my Cowboys life family. But then I got my 9-year-old, his name is Dallas Cowboys, and like he said, he feels he's the chosen one, you know what I mean? It's just, like I said, not knowing where we were at, just me. Everybody got names, it's just a name, but his name has a big meaning to it.
That is child abuse, man. You don't name your son Dallas Cowboys. Your son's name is Dallas Cowboys, whatever your last name is, Dallas Cowboys Sanchez. And he knows the kids are going to make fun of him. You daggone right they're going to make fun of him. You name that boy Dallas Cowboys because you're a fan of the Dallas Cowboys? What is the world coming to? The doctor should have said, no, we're not going to let you do that. You can't name that boy Dallas Cowboys Sanchez. You can't do that. Give that boy a chance. He's going to be an Eagles fan when he grows up. He want to be a part of a winner. He don't want to be a loser his whole life, Dad. He's going to have to change his name legally to Philly Sanchez. Don't name your kid after your team. That's not fair. I would rather you get him a tattoo that has a Dallas Cowboys star on it. At least he can he can cover that up. His name is Dallas Cowboys Sanchez, and he got to go to school. That ain't right, man. That's a different kind of fan, said Alex. Different kind of fan. You set your son up for a life of turmoil and laughter and bullying. That's not good parenting, man. That's child abuse. My name was gonna be Kareem Abdul-Cobbs, but my mom vetoed that deal. My dad wanted to name me Kareem Abdul-Cobbs because Kareem had 37, 20 rebounds and 10 blocks or something crazy. My mom was like, no. I thought it was really funny, man. Skip Bayless is now hosting his show with Michael Irvin, Keyshawn Johnson, and he's not getting a word in edgewise. Richard Sherman, he picks 3 of the loudest, most opinionated, and best articulate former players to be on the show. And they were discussing a topic. And I don't think I saw Skip Bayless in a 10-minute period. Somebody said he about to fire everybody. Skip is not going to be squeezed out of his own show. How long does this last? Michael Irvin, Keyshawn, Richard Sherman, Skip Bayless. I got my attorney in here, my agent, my Esquire, Dr. Glenn. Their Trey is insurance in case of injury, which considering Dak's history makes him a valuable piece. They didn't bring him in with that thought in mind at all. I don't know, Everett Glenn. The backup quarterback is the most cheered for person in the stadium when the first string quarterback is not having a go at it. So he might be an insurance policy. But best believe they could have got Case Keenum. They could have got anybody. They got Trey Lance to back up Dak. He might be insurance for injury, but let Dak throw some picks. I bet you $2, Everett. It's gonna be different. It ain't gonna be all good in Dallas. Ray said that's good. The less Skip, the better. Well, you look at the Merrill Hodge, Johnny Manziel comments. When Johnny Manziel was coming out of college, and Merrill Hodge said it's not gonna work. He's too volatile. He's too inconsistent. He's not mature. He's not gonna be a good NFL quarterback. Merrill Hodge called it. And Skip said, Merrill Hodge, you have never been more wrong in your career. And who's eating their words and whose take didn't age well? I don't think Skip's take aged well at all. Merrill Hodge's take stood the test of time as we saw Johnny Manziel not make it in the NBA and the NFL. So Skip, surround yourself with some good talent. But I don't know if he's going to be able to rock with 3 very opinionated, very articulate, very knowledgeable individuals like Keyshawn, Richard Sherman, and Michael Irvin. He's going to probably cut that down to 1 at a time. And they're probably going to do separate segments. Ray says Trey is there for leverage. Let's just be honest. It's leverage, insurance. Ever said a guy the 49ers gave up on after giving up 3 first rounders? Yeah. The 49ers gave up on him. But Jerry Jones is a different type of thinker. They just gave Trayvon Diggs the bag. And he gives up more yards than any starting cornerback in the league. So the Cowboys just think differently. So I just think this is very possible. It is not a run-of-the-mill insurance policy. They expect Trey Lance at some point or another to compete versus Dak Prescott. This is a way for the Cowboys to move away from Dak Prescott. When Dak Prescott said, "I'm not throwing more than 10 picks," and he threw a pick the next day at practice, the wheels start turning. So we'll see, Everett, for Sam Darnold, no less. Hey, Dak definitely gonna throw some picks. That's what he does. He makes bad decisions. He's a good quarterback, but he throws picks. Just like Brett Favre threw picks. I like Dak Prescott, but he's in the spot that he really can't win unless he wins a championship. And I don't think the Cowboys are any better than they were last year. They had a great defense. They came up short. Did they get better in the running back room? They got rid of Zeke, brought in the youngster, 5'5" or whatever, how small he is, and you still got Tony Pollard. Did they get better? I don't know. The Magic Johnson, Steph Curry debate. I don't know how y'all feel about it. I don't even see Curry as a point guard. I see Curry as a shooter. And people are still chiming in that Curry's the GOAT point guard. I still see Curry as a shooting guard. Like, he's not a traditional point guard. Well, neither was Magic, but Magic was a person who revolutionized the position. And I think it's too soon to try to say Curry's the GOAT of anything except shooting the three. So I still believe Magic Johnson is the greatest point guard of all time. Steph Curry, I believe, is going to go down as the best shooter of all time. I don't know if Steph Curry is a point guard or a shooting guard. He is a basketball player that can run without the ball, catch and shoot, create his own shot off the dribble. He's an incredible scorer. Is he a point guard in today's system? I don't know. It's more like Draymond Green, the point guard at times. But when Magic played, he was always, even when he played center when Kareem got hurt, he is still the person who orchestrates the offense. So I'm not sure how y'all feel about it. Magic Johnson is my GOAT point guard. What we got here? This might be tender love next week. Brandon Ingram playing for the U.S. national team. This is totally different than what I'm used to. The team is winning right now, so I can't be selfish thinking about myself. But it is a little frustrating right now for me, and I'm just trying to figure out ways I can be effective. When you join a team of that caliber and your personality, your alpha is not the alpha amongst the guys on that team. You got Anthony Edwards and guys like that who have way stronger personalities than Brandon Ingram. Because you remember Brandon Ingram was playing with LeBron, and he couldn't play his game around LeBron. He goes to New Orleans, and now he's the guy, and now he can play. Go to the championships, the world championships, and now you're around a bunch of other alphas again, and now you bow down. That's what's happening. So find your role, find your niche, find out where you fit. Ain't nobody gonna feel sorry for you, Ingram. You better start playing some defense. Ray said he loves both of them, but they're very different. Not really anything to compare. Yeah, I just think people like to talk. People just like to hear themselves talk and make arguments. Fu said best shooter ever, but Magic is Magic. Magic got Magic in his Johnson. He still got Magic still got a clean bill of health. He beat HIV. Magic Johnson is the GOAT. We're going to talk about Matthew Stafford's wife kind of letting the private conversation out. Not good for the locker room situation. I don't know a whole lot about it, Ray. I'm going to read into it, and I'm probably going to come back to it next week. All right. Let me get ready to get out of here. My sports flicks. All right, man. I'm not sure if you guys saw BS High. It's the documentary about Bishop Sycamore and their crazy, delusional, narcissistic coach, Roy Johnson. I'm going to say this dude right here is the worst kind of dude. He is flat out deranged. The things he was doing to fund that team, bad checks, staying in hotels for the 90-day period before you have to pay, lying about having multiple D1 offered student athletes on his team, lying about there being a school at all. I mean, this dude right here, look at his face, man. I don't think and somebody blew it up and made it look real animated. This dude right here, you would let your kid play for this dude? Like, and he believes it's not over. He believes he can play another season. He said he has parents lined up. He has funding lined up. He is doing it again. All in the name of, I can get you a scholarship. For kids who did not pan out. I mean, he was playing adults. He was playing 20-year-old kids. He didn't have no trainer. Kids were getting hurt. He was telling them to go back in the game. He beat his girlfriend in front of a player and say, no, he didn't. When the kid said, I saw what I saw. Police came and everything. So my man has fraud cases, domestic disputes, and then he can't coach. He's not a good coach. He's just a hype man. So I was like disgusted with this dude. I'm like, somebody's gonna put hands on this guy, and it ain't gonna be nice. It's fascinating. The documentary is flat out fascinating on HBO Max. BS High, the Bishop Sycamore story. If you haven't seen it, it is a eye-opener, jaw-dropper. It makes you really, really question parents and the decision making. It is at an all-time low, man. You put your son in his care, and he is putting them up in hotels. He is buying food at the supermarket right before closing time because the food is marked down. He'll buy a chicken per kid, a rotisserie chicken. He said he would order 50 chickens during store hours and never come to pick them up. And then he would go right before the store closes and buy them for $3 each when they were $7 when he ordered them. This dude right here, man. Kids at the hotel talking about they hungry. One kid said he was ready to kill himself because he got an offer to Grambling State, and then Grambling found out he played for Bishop Sycamore and that he had no units. He had no class credit because he didn't get his 2 classes at Bishop Sycamore because there was no class. They weren't going to school. There was no school. It was all fake, man. Disgusting. I started watching the Swamp Kings, the Urban Meyer, Tim Tebow Praise Fest. They left off everything dirt related, so it's almost like a fluff piece. It's not a real documentary from all accounts. It's kind of like a bad version of The Last Dance, where the producer gets to tell a fairy tale story about how good it was and how great they were. There was a lot of stuff they left out of Swamp Kings. I haven't even finished it, but I saw enough. They left off too much. Yeah. All right. That's my show, y'all. Hey, COVID is back, man. So please, please, please be smart. Wash your hands. Don't wipe your eyes. Don't talk close. Don't be up on people. Wear your mask when you're going to be indoors around people. It's back, man. This trend is knocking kids out. Kids was outside throwing up at the practice yesterday. I was like, what's going on? And kids dropping like flies. So everybody needs to take care of themselves. Drink a lot of fluids, get some rest, and avoid very crowded indoor functions. All right, y'all, man. That's my bit. I think I covered everything. Let me see. I think that's about it. All right, y'all. Basketball playoffs this week. If y'all need one, let me know, Ray. I mean, I was boxing today. Felt pretty good. I ran this morning. I was getting ready for my physical. I want to make sure I don't get a bad report. I want to make sure I get a good report. I don't want to be on anybody's medication. So I'm still trying to stay in the best shape I can be in. If y'all need one, Ray, I'm in pretty good shape. I can run up and down the court for a couple of quarters, give you guys a break while you shoot the lights out. I'll try to play some defense and make a layup or two. Let me know. Thursday, I believe our JV plays Dominguez at St. Anthony's new dojo. After that, I can swing through, Ray. Let me know. And Friday night, them Saints for St. Anthony play against the Dominguez Dons at 7 p.m. at the new dojo on Clark. Come through, holla at your boy. All right. In the meantime, man, y'all be blessed. Stay cool in this hot weather, and I'll holla at y'all next time, man. Peace out.